race, so I think I have the most important question here. Will you be voting for BJ Penn for governor of Hawaii?
Yeah, for sure. All the best to BJ. Anything's better than what we have now back at home. Right now, it's real messed up. You have 3 clowns running our government, so anything is better than them. And BJ is one of my biggest inspirations, and yeah, I'm gonna be voting for him when the time comes.
Great. You getting the rematch back, Magomed. Talk to me about that. You've been looking forward to that. Obviously, he couldn't make it because he had faced the injury in the playoffs previous season. But now that you are able to get this one back, talk to me your motivation, inspiration to this one.
I really don't have any hate towards him. It's just competition. I like to get back what I lost and show that I improved from the last fight. And but yeah, the most important thing is winning the title and getting to this position in the final. So that's all my concern.
What are some of the things that you have to watch out in the rematch here in order to come out top?
I don't really got to watch out for anything. He better watch out for what I'm gonna do to him. I'm not really focused on what he's gonna do. He can catch some pressure coming to him, and hopefully he can try to adapt. But I don't think so.
And you're always so stoic in any situation. Here in the PFL finals, one fight away from $1 million. Does it feel a little bit different, or is this still just another day in the office?
Yeah, it's just another day in office. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy getting to train every day, getting to fight. This is my dream, and it's happening. And yeah, it's just how I am. I don't know. When it comes down to fight, it comes down to fight, and I can turn it on. But right now, it's just things we have to do, and yeah.
Where does that peace and that tranquility come from? Because this is a sport full of emotions, and I feel like you stand out very much due to your demeanor.
I don't know. We're back on the island. We're real laid back. I'm real chill. I'm not always like that when fight day, like how I'm so aggressive. That's just how we grew up on the islands, showing aloha to everybody. Just love everybody, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
Is it funny when you see like people, getting all angry and riled up and going back and forth on social media, even in person on interviews and riled up, and you're just there chilling?
Yeah, I guess, but that's just how people gotta hype themselves up or hide something that they're afraid of. And I ain't afraid of anything, and yeah, we're gonna fight anyway. So I don't know why you choose to do all these things before the fight, because we're getting paid to fight, and we're going to fight eventually. So you don't need to do all of that before the fight. Yeah.
How good did it feel to prove all the doubters wrong and beat Roy McDonald?
I don't know about proving anybody wrong. I believe in myself. Plenty of people, they don't know. They don't know the fight game. They don't know what we as fighters go through throughout camp, throughout this week, throughout getting ready to go into the cage. Everybody just talking, and that's all they're gonna do is talk. So Roy's a great competitor. It was just we'll see whose training was better, and obviously mine's and my wrestling was better than his. I believe that all the time, and in myself, I believe so. Yeah, it was a good win because he's a great champion and a great competitor.
Do you think people forgot that you have really good wrestling?
Yeah, when I came into the PFL, people didn't think I had wrestling because I was finishing guys so quickly. But I grew up wrestling. Not many people know that. So, yeah, people probably is going to be surprised, but it doesn't matter.
Right. You are always so cool and collected for yourself. But there's one thing that you haven't been afraid to speak about is that you believe in yourself, that you are the best welterweight in this whole division. Of all the things, why is that the one thing you're not afraid to say? This is who I am. This is what I truly believe in.
Well, just because this is what it is, and this is what I believe. I don't believe what anybody else says. I don't believe what the media says. I keep myself real secluded, and I know the training that I do is world class. So, and I know I am world class. So, Yeah, I don't know. I believe in myself.
Right? The last 2 years, previous champions is you and your opponent. Do you feel like this is the biggest fight of all time for PFL?
I think this is the biggest fight of the company. Both of us is champions. I made it to the finals 3 years in a row. So this is going to be the most exciting fight and the main event. Doesn't matter where I'm on the card. I'm the main event of this company.
Ray, I want to know, a lot of people say about you that you've grown a lot since you first came to the PFL. I want to know from you, what do you think are the areas that you have grown as a fighter since you came to the PFL?
I grew a lot just by having so much fights. I had 13 fights in 2.5 years. The first year I had 5 fights. The other year I had another 5 fights. So not many fighters fight that much times in a year, let alone 6 months. We're fighting 6 to 8 weeks back to back. So I feel like that's where I've grown most, just having the ring experience.
Thank you.
Ray, you've talked a lot about in the past how much your family means to you with your training, your life. Can you just kind of explain how much of an advantage it is for you, especially getting ready to fight on this big stage it is, to have your family in your corner and have your support?
Yeah, it's a big advantage. Just because my dad been training me so long. He knows everything about me, how to set up the camp. My brothers know everything about me. So yeah, it's a blessing to have my family because not many people do that. Not many people have their father as a trainer. Sometimes they have quarrels but all in all, he's a coach when it comes down to it, and I gotta listen to my coach. And yeah.
What does that say of your team, back home, that you've stuck with that team that's always been your team, that you don't necessarily need a big count, like a Jackson's, aka ATT, with your success? What does that say for your team?
Again, it's world class. Just because I come out of a small garage, that don't mean anybody's gonna run me over. Yeah, it's just old school training, and that worked for the old school fighters back in the day, like the boxers, running miles, sparring rounds, lifting weights, and that's all I base my stuff on, off of all these old school boxers, Marvin Hagler, Cesar Chavez, all these guys. That's all they did is run, spar, and lift weights, and that's all I do.
We have time for one more question.
Ray, just a fun question. Max Holloway say he's the best boxer. Do you think he's the better boxer out of Hawaii?
I don't know. I don't really think about it like that. I don't know. I think Max is an awesome boxer in the UFC, but I try to knock guys out every time, and I'm a power puncher, and I'm a boxer. So when it comes down to it, I just want slugger.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.